I have spent my life in service to this nation, witnessing courage both in battle and in the quiet resolve of principled leaders. These leaders, whether on the battlefield or in the halls of government, have shown that true strength lies in standing up for what is right, even when it is difficult. But the greatest threats to our country often come from within, when our core values are under attack. It is during these times that we must be most vigilant, ensuring that our principles are not eroded by fear or convenience. Recently, we've seen powerful voices try to silence those who disagree, like when Jimmy Kimmel's show was threatened for speaking out. This is not an isolated incident. It is part of a troubling trend where dissenting voices are being stifled. This isn't about politics, it's about principle. The principle that every American has the right to speak their mind, to challenge the status quo, and to hold those in power accountable. Silencing dissent is a sign of weakness, not strength. It shows a lack of confidence in one's own ideas, and an unwillingness to engage in meaningful dialogue. Democracy thrives on open, sometimes messy debate. It is through this process that we find common ground and make progress as a society. When the government tries to control the conversation, it admits it can't win on the merits. It reveals a fear of scrutiny and a desire to maintain power at any cost. The best plans are forged through honest feedback, not silent obedience. Constructive criticism and diverse perspectives are essential for innovation and growth. Silencing critics erodes the foundation of our republic. It weakens the very structures that support our democracy and undermines the trust of the people. The right to speak freely and question authority is essential to our democracy. It is enshrined in the First Amendment and must be fiercely protected. Attempts to punish those who speak out are attacks on our fundamental safeguards. They threaten the very essence of what it means to be an American. The strength of our nation is measured by the freedom of its voices, not their silence. It is through the chorus of diverse opinions that we find our true strength. We must have the courage to defend free speech. Our democracy depends on it. Let us stand together to protect this fundamental right for the future of our nation. America's strength lies in our diversity of thought, not uniformity. Like a ship's crew, we need every perspective to navigate rough waters. Open dialogue is our navigation system. It reveals weaknesses and helps us find the best path forward. In the SEAL teams, honest debriefs saved lives. Rank didn't matter, truth did. A nation afraid of debate stops learning and growing. When leaders shut down criticism, they attack the process that makes us strong. Echo chambers breed bad decisions and discourage truth-telling. Branding journalists as enemies or ignoring experts weakens our ability to make informed choices. Every debate and dissenting voice is an opportunity to improve. Protecting the right to disagree is how we solve our toughest problems. Our diversity of thought is our greatest strategic advantage. We must guard it fiercely. Suppressing debate is not strength, it's surrender. Let's keep our national conversation loud and honest. Loyalty to the nation is not the same as loyalty to a leader. My oath was to the Constitution, not a person. When leaders demand personal loyalty, the system breaks down. We've seen officials fired for telling inconvenient truths, sending a chilling message. Loyalty matters more than honesty. This creates a toxic environment where truth is silenced and only yes men remain. That's how disasters and failures happen. Undermining public agencies for political reasons erodes trust and weakens our institutions. Rewarding blind allegiance over expertise is a direct threat to democracy. We must insist on a government where truth is valued and loyalty is to the country, not to a man. Our democracy depends on honest, principled leadership. We cannot allow personal whims to replace the rule of law. Courage isn't just found on the battlefield. It's also the moral courage to speak the truth, even when it's unpopular. Standing up for principles can be harder than facing physical danger. The lines are blurred when you challenge powerful leaders or popular opinions. Silence in the face of injustice is complicity. I've spoken out not for politics but out of duty. Attacks on public servants for doing their jobs threaten us all. We must all find our own moral courage, whether in public or private. It's refusing to accept lies, defending journalists, and supporting maligned public servants. Every act of courage makes it easier for others to speak up. This is how movements grow and democracy survives. Moral courage is everyone's responsibility. Our principles are only as strong as our willingness to defend them. Democracy endures when we refuse to stay silent. Our history is shaped by ordinary citizens showing extraordinary courage. These individuals, often overlooked in the grand narratives, have consistently stepped up to challenge the status quo and fight for what is right. The Sons of Liberty risked everything to protest tyranny, refusing to let silence be mistaken for consent. Their bold actions ignited a revolution, proving that even small groups can spark monumental change. Suffragettes like Susan B. Anthony and Alice Paul endured hardship to demand the right to vote, expanding the meaning of "we the people." Their relentless pursuit of justice paved the way for future generations to have a voice in democracy. The civil rights movement, led by Dr. King and countless others, faced violence with moral conviction, sparking change through acts of defiance. Their courage in the face of brutality inspired a nation to re-examine its values and strive for equality. These stories are not just history, they're a living inheritance. They remind us that the fight for justice and equality is ongoing, and that each generation must take up the mantle. The threats we face today may look different, but the principle is the same. Silence enables oppression. Whether it's fighting for climate justice, racial equality, or human rights, the need for action remains critical. The response must be courage and unity. By standing together, we amplify our voices and strengthen our resolve to create a better future. Defending freedom has always been the duty of citizens. It is a responsibility that comes with the privilege of living in a democracy. When power tries to silence dissent, we must raise our voices. It is through our collective outcry that we can hold those in power accountable. Progress is won through persistent struggle. Every step forward is a testament to the resilience and determination of those who refuse to accept injustice. History proves that united voices cannot be silenced for long. The power of the people, when united, is an unstoppable force for change. Our legacy depends on our willingness to stand up. Each act of defiance, no matter how small, contributes to the larger movement for justice. Let's honor those before us by defending our ideals now. By doing so, we ensure that the torch of liberty continues to burn brightly for future generations. The threat to our democracy is a steady pattern of suppressing dissent and consolidating power. Attacks on the free press and firing independent watchdogs are deliberate strategies to avoid accountability. When public servants are punished for exposing wrongdoing, government becomes less accountable to the people. Using government power to target perceived enemies undermines the rule of law. Economic policies weaponized for political gain hurt our nation's future. Each action alone is troubling. Together, they reveal a leadership hostile to free speech and independent institutions. We must recognize and resist this dangerous pattern. If we stay silent, we risk losing the very character of our nation. A country where people fear to speak is not free. When truth is punished and lies rewarded, our strength fades. Silencing experts blinds us to reality with real-world consequences for health, security, and innovation. Our global standing as a beacon of democracy dims when we abandon our principles. Allies lose trust, adversaries are emboldened. The greatest cost will be paid by the next generation. We are custodians of this democracy. Our duty is to strengthen it, not let it crumble. If we fail, we leave our children a nation less free and less fair. The stakes are too high for complacency. We must act to preserve our inheritance. We are at a critical moment. The defense of democracy is our task, right now. The choices we make today will echo for generations, shaping the future of our nation and the freedoms we cherish. This is not a distant threat or a problem for someone else to solve. It is our responsibility, here and now. Freedom of speech is the bedrock of all liberties. Without it, we cannot hold leaders accountable. A free press and open dialogue are the lifeblood of a healthy democracy, allowing us to question, to challenge, and to demand better from those in power. This is a call for civic courage, not violence. True strength lies in our ability to stand up peacefully, to unite across differences, and to defend our rights with dignity and respect for one another. Engage, speak up, participate, register to vote, support independent journalism, challenge misinformation. Every action, no matter how small, contributes to the larger fight for truth and justice. Share reliable information, encourage others to get involved, and never underestimate the impact of your voice. Remind officials they work for us. We are their boss. Our elected leaders are accountable to the people, and it is our duty to remind them of that responsibility through persistent engagement and oversight. Draw inspiration from our history and the values of discipline, integrity, and courage. Remember those who marched, who spoke out, and who sacrificed so that we could enjoy the freedoms we have today. Their legacy is our guide. The president is not our commander-in-chief. We, the people, are in charge. Our government is of, by, and for the people, and it is our collective will that shapes the direction of our country. When leaders undermine our foundations, it's our duty to speak up. Silence in the face of injustice is complicity. Our voices are the first line of defense against tyranny and abuse of power. America's strength is the collective power of its people's voices. Diversity is not our weakness but our greatest asset. When we come together, we are unstoppable. Your voice matters. When joined with others, it becomes a force for change. Together we can move mountains, shift policies, and create a future that reflects our highest ideals. Let us be the generation that met the challenge and refused to back down. Let history remember us as those who stood firm, who acted with hope and conviction, and who never gave up on the promise of democracy. Stand together, speak with courage, and ensure freedom endures. Our unity and determination are the shield that protects our rights and the torch that lights the way forward. Our nation is counting on us. The responsibility is great, but so is our capacity to rise to the occasion and make a difference. The time to defend our voices is now. Let us answer the call, together, and ensure that the spirit of democracy lives on for generations to come.